Jenn Tran is revealing she got some extra support from Bachelor producers after they admitted to having failed Matt James. Jenn Tran is feeling the support from producers and executive behind The Bachelorette after those behind the franchise admitted they failed to protect former Bachelor Matt James when he also made history. Jenn Tran is the first Asian lead for the franchise, marking a barrier that had yet to be broken on the long-running series. Matt James also marked a new high for the show when he became the first Black Bachelor lead. The barrier of Black leads in the franchise in general had been broken by Rachel Lindsay previously, but Matt's landmark season became marred by controversy after his eventual winner, Rachel Kirkconnell, was revealed to have attended an antebellum-style party on an old plantation while in college. And while Jen's season has had its own intense drama, and fans have felt there are obvious signs the drama is staged, she has thus far been spared from any issues arising due to her ethnicity. Now, she is explaining that it is because she feels the production actually had her back throughout the process. Speaking to Salon, Jenn admitted that the show made changes to ensure her safety as she filmed her season. I felt so comfortable with all of my producers and having these conversations about race, culture, and what it means to be Vietnamese. It is really nice to have them be so curious and want to learn more and showcase the best parts of me, she said. And we did have an inclusivity and diversity coordinator as well that I could reach out to if needed at some point, she added. But I felt really, really supported by everybody throughout the show. Jen's reflection came after producers from the show reflected on the ways Matt James was not given a genuine chance to avoid controversy. Don't miss. I'm going to be frank, we let Matt down. That season went wrong on so many levels. We did not protect him as we should have, Bennett Graebner said in a June interview with the Los Angeles Times. Here was this great Black man, and we should have been celebrating his love story. Instead, what we saw was a man burdened and overwhelmed by issues or racism. The season also led to longtime host Chris Harrison getting the boot when he defended Kirkconnell's past actions. In the interview, the producers admitted they were hoping to cast another Black Bachelor lead again soon. And while they didn't say if he would come from Jen's season, if he does, that narrows the scope to only a few of the men still competing. The only Black men competing on Jen's season in the beginning were Dylan Bucker, Grant Ellis, Hakeem Moulton, John Mitchell, Marvin Goodley, Mose Smith, and Ricky Martinez. To become a new lead, they likely would have to make it further in the competition, which likely eliminates Marvin, Mose, and Ricky, as they all were eliminated within the first 2 episodes. Depending on how far they make it in the season, that could leave Dylan, Grant, Hakeem, and John as potential leads. Producers during her historic season. Her reflections come as Bachelor franchise executives admitted to failing Matt James, the first Black Bachelor, during his groundbreaking but controversial journey. While Tran's season has not been free from drama, she has avoided controversies stemming from her ethnicity, which she credits to a more inclusive and supportive production environment. When Jenn Tran was announced as the first Asian lead for The Bachelorette, fans celebrated the progress. Her casting marked a significant milestone for representation on the long-running series. However, breaking barriers in such a public way also comes with unique pressures, as previous leads like Matt James have experienced. James's season, which marked the first time a Black man helmed The Bachelor, was overshadowed by controversies, including the revelation that his eventual winner, Rachel Kirkconnell, had attended an antebellum-themed party in college. Unlike James, Tran has not faced public backlash or incidents tied to her heritage. In a recent interview with Salon, she attributed this to the franchise's improved efforts to prioritize inclusivity and ensure her comfort during the filming process. I felt so comfortable with all of my producers and having these conversations about race, culture, and what it means to be Vietnamese, Tran shared. It was really nice to have them be so curious, to want to learn more, and to showcase the best parts of me. Tran also revealed that the production team included an inclusivity and diversity coordinator to support her throughout the season. I felt really supported by everybody throughout the show, she added. Tran's positive experience stands in stark contrast to the struggles faced by Matt James during his time as The Bachelor. In a candid interview with the Los Angeles Times, producer Bennett Graebner acknowledged that the franchise had failed James in many ways. "I'm going to be frank, we let Matt down," Graebner admitted. "That season went wrong on so many levels. We did not protect him as we should have. Here was this great black man, and we should have been celebrating his love story. Instead, what we saw was a man burdened and overwhelmed by issues of racism." The controversies surrounding James's season reached a boiling point when longtime host Chris Harrison defended Kirk Connell's past actions in an interview, leading to public backlash and his eventual departure from the franchise. This series of events served as a wake-up call for the show's producers, who pledged to do better moving forward. Determined not to repeat the mistakes of the past, the production team implemented several changes during Tran's season. Producers actively engaged with Tran to understand her cultural background and ensure she felt supported during the journey. "They really took the time to listen and understand where I was coming from," Tran said. "It made me feel seen and valued, which is something that's so important when you're putting yourself out there in such a vulnerable way." The inclusion of a diversity coordinator also played a significant role in creating a safe space for Tran. She explained that having someone dedicated to addressing inclusivity and representation made a noticeable difference in her experience. "It was reassuring to know that if I ever needed to talk or felt uncomfortable, there was someone there specifically for that," she noted. While Tran's season has been praised for its inclusivity, it has not been without its share of drama. Fans have speculated that some of the tension between contestants felt staged, but Tran insists that the emotions and connections were genuine. "It's a high-pressure environment," she said. "You're living with these people, you're competing for love, and it's all happening in this bubble. Emotions run high, and sometimes things get intense. But at the end of the day, the connections I made were real." The success of Tran's season has sparked conversations about who might become the next Bachelor. During the interview with the Los Angeles Times, producers expressed their desire to cast another black lead in the near future. While they did not confirm if the next lead would come from Tran's season, fans have been speculating about potential candidates. At the start of Tran's season, the pool of contestants included several black men: Dylan Bucker, Grant Ellis, Hakeem Moulton, John Mitchell, Marvin Goodley, Mose Smith, and Ricky Martinez. However, Marvin, Mose, and Ricky were eliminated within the first 2 episodes, leaving Dylan, Grant, Hakeem, and John as potential contenders. The steps taken to support Tran during her season signal a broader shift within the Bachelor franchise. By prioritizing inclusivity and actively addressing past shortcomings, producers hope to create a more positive experience for future leads and contestants. "It's about learning and growing," Graebner said. "We're committed to making sure our leads feel supported and celebrated, and that their stories are told authentically." For Tran, the experience has been transformative. "I've grown so much through this process," she said. "It's been an incredible journey, and I'm grateful for the support I've received along the way." As the franchise continues to evolve, fans are hopeful that these changes will lead to more inclusive and empowering seasons in the future. With Tran's trailblazing season setting a new standard, the future of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette looks brighter than ever.